advantage, Top 21, network, opportunity, meet new colleagues across the globe, share your experience, engage ideas, learn from each other. Thank you very much, and let's have a wonderful event.
Welcome to beautiful Portugal.
Welcome to Portugal.
Welcome to beautiful Portugal.
Welcome to beautiful Portugal.
Welcome to our beautiful Portugal.
We're thrilled to host our very first EXPCON International here in the heart of our beautiful country.
Back in 2020, we started with 10 agents.
Our journey from those early days to now proves we're here to make big things happen.
We are not just agents.
We're not just agents.
We're game changers.
We are game changers. We are here to make every sale
In every client experience count.
Together, we're driving forward.
And redefining what's possible in real estate.
And guess what?
And guess what?
And guess what?
The best
is yet to come.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Having a good time?
I think you can do better than that. You having a good time? Did everyone enjoy the welcome party last night? There's a little corner of the room here I think enjoyed it a little bit more than everybody else. But just glad to see you all here. So welcome, good morning everyone. Welcome to the vibrant city of Lisbon and to the exciting opening of EXPCON's International Sessions. I'm Alex and I'm from the UK, and together with Vanessa, my co-host from Portugal.
Hello.
We are thrilled to kick off 2 transformative days of learning, networking and growth. Inclusivity is key at EXP, which is why we are proud to say that EXPCON International is a multilingual event. We have Interprefy, the phone application available for everyone that requires translations in multiple languages. Simply download the app and scan this QR code on the screen and select your preferred language to ensure you catch every single detail. We're going to give you a moment just to scan it.
Está aqui o QR code. That's in English. Sorry. Portugal, we speak a good English here. Welcome, everyone. Or as we say here in Portugal, bem-vindos.
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 I missed my cue there. I'll let it out.
It truly is very humbling and very thrilling to have so many professionals here from all over the real estate market and all over the world, because here we're going together to explore innovative strategies, learn from the industry's best. I'm looking at many of you there, and I'm very honored to be here. And we're set for a series of insightful sessions designed to empower you, to inspire you, and to equip every one of you with cutting-edge tools for success.
But before we dive into our jam-packed agenda, let's just acknowledge and honour the diverse group of people we have represented here today. We have people here from Portugal. Yes, come on. Spain. France. Canada.
Hello.
The United Kingdom.
Hello.
Oh, come on, guys. We'll try that out. From the United Kingdom. Awesome. From the United States. You can always trust the Americans to give a good holler. So, from Germany.
Guten Morgen. Woo.
From Poland.
Woo.
Greece.
Oh, yeah.
Brazil.
Oi, tudo bem?
Dubai. From India.
Hello, Gina. Namaste.
Puerto Rico. And finally from Mexico. Yeah. So truly we are an international community, and our diversity only adds to the richness of our discussions.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Alex. This year, as the market continues to evolve and new technologies emerge, EXPCON International is your front row seat to the future of real estate, and in some cases, a literal front row. And here, we're going to have a lot of inspirational talks and a lot of insightful talks and challenges that are going to... Excuse me, one moment, yes. From inspirational, insightful talks that challenge the status quo to panels that delve into the future of real estate technology. There's something valuable here for everyone. There's a lot of value today, and we encourage you to stay connected and engaged, not just here in the sessions, but with each other. So make sure that we stay connected throughout the whole day.
And I think on the topic of staying connected, I think, in just a little while, we're going to be hearing from our CEO, Leo Pareja, our Chief Growth Officer. Can we get a holler? There we go. Our Chief Growth Officer, Michael Valdez. And our Chief Marketing Officer, Wendy Forsythe. And they will be taking the stage for a dynamic overview of the state of EXP with an interactive Q&A session. So if you have a question for them, just raise your hand. We've got mic runners throughout the audience, so they'll be ready to take your questions. So now, EXPCON International is all about building and growing. So let's make our collective presence be known beyond these walls. We encourage every single one of you to post as much as you can and share as much as you can too. The venue is Wi-Fi equipped, so guys, there are no excuses here. Get sharing. And don't forget to use the hashtag EXPCON International 2024. In fact, Vanessa, tell you what, should we take a photo now to kickstart this off?
Absolutely. We want smiles in every picture.
Who wants a selfie?
Who wants a selfie? Let's go.
Right.
And we're going to say EXP, because, the P gives a great smile.
Right. On three.
On three.
1, 2, 3.
EXP.
There you go.
You guys are
awesome.
naturals.
Thank you.
And Alex, please don't forget to tag me.
I won't.
We all want to repost. It's all about technology and our social media and our presence online. So please make sure that we are all encouraging and putting ourselves out there. Now, back to business. Our speakers here today are not just leaders. They're innovators and they are visionaries. They're ready to share their insights, all of their experience, all of their stories that will challenge the way you think and differently about the boundaries that you might think, maybe, I don't know if I can get there, but of course you can. We're here to encourage each other because anything is possible in your business, especially when we're with people that can do it.
So let's set the stage for a dynamic day of networking, profound learning, and genuine inspiration. Following this morning's sessions, we'll have an afternoon filled with even more incredible speakers and panel sessions led by EXP agents and senior leaders who are ready, willing, and able to help you elevate your business. We promise that you will leave EXPCON 2024 motivated, equipped with the practical knowledge and strategies that will enhance your professional journey.
Exactly. Now, with that, we want to get things started. But before we do, please keep those phones on silent to keep our sessions disruption-free. Now, first of all, we have something very exciting because we're about to start, really. We're going to ask to join us on the stage and welcome our founder, chairman, and CEO of EXP World Holdings, Glenn Sanford.
I'm sometimes referred to as a crazy guy who did a science experiment that somehow worked out. But again, welcome everyone to obviously our first EXPCON International here in Lisbon. And as I mentioned, it's just amazing to see everybody that's here. Yesterday we had a great mastermind. I'm sure we'll talk maybe a little bit about some of the stuff that's already taken place. But one of the things that was talked about earlier is just the power of social. And outside of North America, agents are basically sort of have the same challenges no matter where they're at. And a lot of it has to do with how do you build a personal brand. So definitely take advantage of this opportunity to express yourself, build your community, build your audience, connect with people, and obviously post about EXPCON International 2024. Anyway, having now, since 2019, we've launched, I think, 20 additional countries. So we're now in 24 countries around the world. We have about 4,800 plus agents outside of North America. And I think it's actually going to be larger than this, but my slide says we're going to go over 6,000, but I think it's going to be a lot larger by the end of this year. So it's a really exciting time to be part of EXP. Obviously, you guys bring tons of expertise and passion in the business, from Dubai to Australia, from Chile to all over. So, but over the next couple of days, you'll have a lot to look forward to. Obviously, I'll be here. We've got, come up to me, grab the leadership team from all around the world and have conversations. I had some great ones yesterday. We're putting things already into action just based on things that we heard yesterday. But first, I'd like to share a little bit about my background. How many of you know sort of my story? Or actually, how many don't know my story? And I'm going to try to see here. Okay, there's a fair number of hands. So I started in real estate as an agent on a real estate team in 2002. I was fortunate enough to come out of a bit of a business background. I was mentored by my dad and a number of other people over the years up until I was 35. And so I had this understanding of what a business should be. And how many of you believe in this room that you have a real estate business? Okay, how many, raise your hands, how many of you believe that business, in fact, owns you? Okay, and I say that with all sincerity because we're kind of sold this idea that we have a real estate business, but if we're not able to go out and list and sell homes, we're fundamentally out of business. And that's a real challenge to individuals, agents all around the world, whether it be in the US and Canada, where we kind of got our start, to all the different places that we mentioned that we've now grown to, and places that we're yet to grow to. It's the same fundamental challenge. That's a great business to be in to make money, but it's not a great business for long-term security for you and your family. And that was, I was 35 when I got my license, and I had a young family. I realized that the income from real estate was good, but I also worried about what happened to me. And so I went about really trying to solve that. And so in the US and certainly other parts of the world, then the way that you think about it is this sort of career arc. The first thing is you first become an agent, and then you go, okay, well this works, but it's not providing me security. What you realize is if you start a real estate team is, one, most teams don't do very well. And if you're not involved in running the team on a day-to-day basis, the team will generally collapse. And that's, again, consistent around the world. So the next thing you do is you go, okay, I'm going to become a broker. I'm going to become a broker owner. And I love those two words, how they go together, because you're a broker owner. Get it? What you realize is that running a real estate brokerage, generally speaking, I'm talking about the standard sort of franchise, local, boutique, standard way of operating, is generally not a good financial decision, especially in this market where the agent, and this is really important because I believe this to be true, the agent is way more important than the brand. That's why EXP sits in the background. But the brands don't want you to know that. How many of you, and I've asked this question around, how many of you came from real estate brokers that didn't like you posting on social media? Okay, there are a couple people. I find this to be really odd, because what they don't want basically is the competition from you, because once you build up a big enough personal brand, you can leave and go on your own. But that being said, the fundamental challenge is really around this whole idea of how do you get off of the hamster wheel of real estate in the day-to-day and actually have a business that actually provides you the benefits of residual income, equity ownership, and those types of things. And that did not exist when I was in the business. So my journey went from being at Berkshire Hathaway, basically was Prudential at the time, from there to then going to Keller Williams. And Keller Williams, great company, they had developed a thing called profit share. And profit share was this unique innovation in the real estate industry that was introduced in the mid-90s. And what profit share basically said was we're going to share up to half of the profit with the agents who helped the brokerage grow. Hey, that sounded pretty good to me. So I went there and I thought I could start to build. And I did. I recruited a number of agents. I had about 184 people in my profit share group. And what I forgot to note was that at the end of the day, the office had to be profitable to share profits. And we talked about the whole thing called broker owner. Well, it turns out there wasn't much profit being shared. So with 184 people that I had effectively brought in through my group, I made a whopping $6,000 in profit share in 2006. And I was in the top 50 nationally with Keller Williams at the time, actually internationally. And but I decided that that wasn't going to work. And I actually went home and actually went back to the office. And I said to the guys that were there, there was a couple of guys, Rob and Lauren were there, and I said, guys, if we ever build a company, we're going to do revenue share, not profit share. And the basic idea was that if you make revenue share an expense that comes out consistently, if you've got a halfway decent management team, they'll figure out how to at least break even. And so that was kind of my sort of philosophy. And of course, by the way, I am agent number one, so I'm paid via revenue share as well as everybody else in the company. But I wanted to sort of build some sort of long-term, sustainable business. So in 2008, we did about $73 million in production as an independent brokerage, and then 2009 came around and really created a unique backdrop. And unique in that, one, the market sucked, and that's a U.S. technical term. But at the time, I had 4 physical offices, and I couldn't afford them, so I actually closed down basically all of them. We went to a skeleton crew on a small one, and in 2009, we started to think about what the future real estate brokerage would look like, and we sort of pulled out that playbook, which was the idea of if we ever build a company, we're going to do revenue share, not profit share. And we said, hey, the future of real estate is literally the agents are not going to need to go to an office. Consumers certainly don't need to go to an office. If you were an agent back in the 90s or maybe the early 2000s or maybe even mid-2000s, consumers would come in and maybe pick up some real estate books and find out the listings, this and that, whatever. But now they're going to the portals. I mean, they're not coming to an office. They already know all the properties that they want to see, and they'll call you up and set an appointment, and you go look at the property, and then, maybe if you have an office, maybe you go back there, but fundamentally you don't really need to go there. You just do it because you're paying for it, so why not use it? And we said the future real estate agent's really not going to need an office. And so with that savings, the single biggest cost to run a real estate brokerage, if any of you've owned a brokerage, the single biggest cost is your physical bricks and mortar footprint. Your second biggest cost is your redundant staffing costs, and your staffing costs include things like your receptionist, your bookkeeper, your sales manager, your broker owner, and if you have a physical office, somebody's got to clean the place and somebody's got to fix the copier. So you've got, and that's the same for every single office, generally speaking. And if you go cloud-based, you can get rid of a lot of those expenses, and so you can share more of the revenue. So with that, we said, why don't we build this new company? Obviously, we started with 25 agents. We're now, pushing close to 90,000 with staff, and it's been just a rocket ride getting to where we are today. We were the first company. The other piece that eluded me, and I went in when I was back at Prudential as an agent. The local broker owner I was the #1 buyer's agent in that office. I was number 3 in my first full year there. And I went in and I asked if I could get equity in the office. I was willing to pay for it, and they wouldn't sell me equity. But I believed if I had equity, I would have a reason to help build the brokerage. And then I went to Keller Williams, and I basically had the same conversation. I was 30% of the volume of the office. My team was, and we had about 100 or so agents, and my team of about 10 was doing about 30% of the volume. And I went in and asked for equity, and they turned me down again. And I think about this whole idea of I'm kind of like this focus group of one. And if I have a fundamental need, I think there's enough other me's out there that have the same need, wanting to have a piece of their brokerage, wanting to have a piece of sort of the growing the brokerage, and sort of all those ownership interest elements without sort of the brain damage of actually starting the business. And so in 2012, 2013, we actually bought a public company. We merged ourselves into it, and we're the first company in the history of real estate to actually share meaningful equity with our agents and brokers. And when I talk about meaningful equity, we're talking about, depending on the stock price, we've shared hundreds of millions of dollars, and at one point when the stock was higher, it was over $1 billion, but hundreds of millions of dollars of equity that we've shared with our agents and brokers just for producing inside of EXP. No, thank you. And last year alone, many of you know, we shared over $230 million just in 1 year in a combination of revenue share and equity. And so we've really created the first company really that truly builds a sort of retirement strategy in real estate. So obviously, you're here. You know why you're here. It's an amazing company. I'm blessed to be part of it. But but before I go, I want to share a personal milestone. Personally, I'm not the CEO of eXp Realty anymore. You probably already know that. I transitioned, and gladly, by the way, I transitioned the role of CEO. I fired myself, basically. But I transitioned the role of CEO to Leo Pareja. And so it's really an immense sense of pride that I've really been able to sort of turn over the reins and pass the baton to Leo. And it's really with great confidence that I see where EXP is going, and his leadership, what he's done in the industry in North America is second to none. He's just an amazing leader. So in addition to EXP, or to Leo, we've recently appointed our new Chief Marketing Officer, Wendy Forsythe. So Wendy, I've known for many years, but she is really one of the biggest names in the industry. Her knowledge, her remarkable track record, and real estate marketing and real estate brokerage in general. She's been every single position from agent to broker owner to working with large companies, and she's it's been amazing to have her join us. We've also hired and appointed Renee Casper to our Chief Human Resources Officer. Obviously, she's a bit behind the scenes, but just comes from an amazing background. Here in the room, we have Felix Bravo is now our Vice President of Global Growth. So really important because he's part of the ecosystem that you guys all play in every day outside of North America. He's out really helping grow these markets. So, and then joining us today is a very special guest, and that's Peggy Pelosi. She sits on our board of directors. She has an amazing background with empowering independent contractors to grow large businesses, primarily in the network marketing space, but she brings so much expertise and knowledge, and she was, again, one of you out there meeting people in people's homes, having conversations at kitchen tables, doing it in a slightly different industry, but she's on our board and she's here in the room and super excited for that. But obviously I won't be going very far. I'm able to dedicate more of my time to EXP World Holdings, a company we're all shareholders of, building a number of the innovative companies that sit underneath that umbrella. And I'm excited for the future to see where Leo takes us. And with that,